To see you guys. Happy Friday, everybody. So I'm doing this thing. I haven't done a live stream in a really, really long time. But if you've been looking at my Facebook and LinkedIn and everything, you know that I'm like doing this thing where I'm eating differently and I'm posting about what I'm eating on a regular basis. Um, and so I've had some questions like, why are you doing this? What is the benefit of this? I've even had some unsolicited comments like, you don't need to lose weight. You need to figure out how to be happy with yourself as you are. And, you're in your 40s, you're not going to get your 20-year-old body back. So there's just been a whole lot of people having a whole lot to say about this. And I want you to know this is not about losing weight. You can lose weight, but for me, it's not about losing weight. It's about so many things. So I decided instead of sharing a picture of my food with you today, that I was going to just come and just say, hi, happy Friday. It is a beautiful day. I'm out here on this deck where I've been eating all week, my lunch. So it's been good. But before I get started, I am Dr. Kanika. I'm a board certified internal medicine physician. I'm also a diversity, equity, and inclusion consultant. I work with organizations that are committed to creating and leveraging opportunities for communities of color. And why do I do this? Well, one, I'm a doctor, so I'm like all about health. That is what I do. But I'm also a fighter. I've been a fighter since I was a little girl, and that fighter in me is all about advocacy, all about equity, all about fairness. And so that's why I'm here. That's why I do what I do. So social justice, health equity, making sure that we all have equal opportunities. That's just my thing. So, food, health. As a doctor, I see a lot of people who are sick, a lot of, illness, disease. That's what I'm trained in. I'm trained in how to take care of people who are sick. But I also have a public health background. And that public health background, what that says to me is like, I would actually rather prevent illness than to take care of you on the flip side. So, like, how do we prevent illness? Well, first, let's just know what causes illness. And so, the three leading causes of death, there was just a recent study that was put out. Three leading causes of death: alcohol, cigarettes, and obesity. So, let that sink in. I'm sure most of you don't smoke. Smoking is kind of, not as trendy as it used to be. I know a lot of you drink. At least in my circle, a lot of people drink. Um, but the thing that I think a lot of us don't recognize is that the food that we eat can heal us or it can kill us. It can be toxic or it can just make you feel so good. So when people look at this, look at what I'm eating, like I hate to even call it a diet because I'm not doing this for dietary purposes. I'm doing this because I know food can be medicine and food can be poison. And I would say for myself, I was in a position, recently, so over the past 6 months, I've gained like 20 pounds. I do not know how it happened. I do know how it happened. Um, but what I will say is it's not about the weight, but what it said to me is that I was no longer paying attention to myself. I was no longer paying attention to my body. I was no longer being mindful about the things I put in my body. And I wasn't really feeling good either because I was just munching and munching and I just had a craving for bread and for sugar and for all these things. And why not? I work hard. I deserve to have whatever I want. And if it's a bag of Skittles, I was going to eat it. And so the end result, though, was me feeling not good about myself, feeling sluggish, feeling slow, just having really low energy. And so the reason I decided to do what I would only describe as a cleanse or like a lifestyle change is that I wanted to reset my body. I wanted to reset my habits. I wanted to just start over. And the best way to start over when you know that you're not eating the way you should or you're not doing something the way you should is to just clean the slate. So, starting with a clean slate, saying, hey, how would I feel if I were eating healthier? How would I feel if I weren't drinking alcohol, if I wasn't putting all this sugar in my body, if I wasn't eating bread or, like I don't know. Maybe I'll feel better. Maybe I'll be like more energized and have more joy. Um, and so that is what prompted me to do this. The other thing I will say is, I said in the beginning, I am health, I am equity. Um, and you can't be a social justice warrior if you are not feeling it, if you don't have the energy, if you don't have the strength. And so I think it's so important for us, like when you're youngish, You feel good. You're like, I'm good. I don't have to worry about that. But the reality is that our bodies, if we don't take care of our bodies are not going to take care of us. And so I am very, very clear about that. And like I said, I see it in the hospital all the time. But that's people in the hospital, right? That's not me. But the realization is that if I don't take care of myself, eventually that will be me. And and we're just talking about me here, but if you don't take care of yourself, eventually it will be you, right? So it's not just about losing weight, it's actually not about losing weight. I will tell you, if you do this thing that I'm doing, you will lose weight by default. When you take all sugar out of your diet, you're going to lose weight. When you only drink water, you're going to lose weight. Um, and I've taken out carbs and bread. So bread, pasta, rice, there's no oils. So like when I'm sauteing my veggies or like making, like I'm not using oil to do that. So there's no oil, there's no butter. So yes, you'll lose weight. But for me, who would I be? This thing I talked to with my therapist asked me this question. Who would you be without the trauma? Who would Black women be without the trauma that we go through? And so then the question would be, who would I be if I wasn't putting poison and toxic food in my body? Who would I be? How would I feel? Would I be less anxious? Would I be less irritable? Would I have more stamina? Would I have a more positive mindset? So, like I said, that is what this is for me. It's just removing all of these toxins, all of these things. Some people call it an elimination diet. Somebody asked me in the chat, like, was this a keto diet? And I will say it's not a keto. It may look like keto, it may sound like keto, but I'm not checking my urine for ketones. It's protein, veggies, and fruit. That is it. That is it. And I'm not snacking throughout the day. I get 2 meals a day. That is it. So what it's also doing for me is it's making me really, really mindful. Instead of just grabbing something to eat it while I finish this Netflix show or while I work on a project, I'm actually thinking about, what am I going to eat? Um, and I'm actually having to be more mindful. And since I only get to eat twice a day, instead of sitting at my computer desk, I think I'm gonna come outside and enjoy this beautiful, beautiful weather. Um, I think I'll sit down and chat with my husband and catch up with him and see what's going on with him. So it's just making me be much more mindful and thoughtful. And that's not even about the food, but when you slow down and think about what you're putting in your body, then you start to slow down in other ways. And so that's it's making me be much more mindful, much more appreciative of the food that I am eating. So yeah, that's why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I have a lot to accomplish. I have a lot of things that I plan on doing on this earth before I go, and I'm gonna need to be my best self. You know, if I'm going to be Harriet Tubman, bringing my people to the promised land, then trust and believe I need stamina. I need my brain to be firing on all cylinders. Um, my mind, my mood, my energy, it all needs to be right. And if the food that I eat is contributing to me not being the best version of myself, then this is something I can fix, right? I don't need a doctor. We talk about health equity. The best way to get equitable treatment is to not even need the medical profession. Okay. So not that that's the answer, because at some point we all need doctors and hospitals and clinics. I have a family of 5, so we get our fair share. But the reality is that we can control so much of this, by what you eat. So just wanted to say, that's it. That's why I'm doing this, and I'm gonna keep posting pictures of the food that I'm eating. And maybe I asked the other day, like, is this inspiring people or is it annoying people? And I got some feedback that people were feeling inspired, and so that's what I'm here for. If I can inspire you to take step and the next step and the next step towards being healthier and being a better version of yourself, I'm here for it. And I want you to know, like, your feedback, your thumbs up, your comments is like giving me a dopamine hit every single time. So it's also motivating me to show up because this is a 6 week program. And if I fall off before 6 weeks, all of y'all are going to know about it. So it's kind of keeping me accountable as well. And I like that. So thank you for like engaging with me. Thank you for like showing up because you're showing up for me and I appreciate it. I will say, like, the food is actually delicious. I am not hungry. I am drinking a lot of water. I normally don't drink water. We could do a whole talk about water another time, but I am drinking water all day because that's what you do when you cannot eat is you drink water. So, um, I'm feeling good. So happy Friday, y'all. Thanks for joining. I'll be posting some more, pictures, along the way and sharing insights as I get them. Like this is a journey for me too, and I'm doing it in a group setting with other, women who are in similar positions, and we just want to be the best version of ourselves. And if we can share that with you, inspire you, I'm here for it. And yeah, so happy Friday again. Dr. Kanika. I'm Dr. Kanika, board certified internal medicine physician, also a diversity, equity, and inclusion consultant, working with organizations that are committed to creating and leveraging opportunities for communities of color, health, equity. That's my thing. So, yeah, I'll see you around.